How did I grow my TikTok to 1K? I actually now only do marketing period on Facebook. I don't do anything with Instagram or TikTok. I can't go live on Facebook yet because I've had that account for about a month. The TikTok that I have, my personal TikTok, is about a little over 3,000. My business TikTok is around 150 to 200 following, but after like the first month, I was like, I'm just gonna focus on Facebook because that's where all my sales were coming from. All my traffic was coming from Facebook, even when I wasn't purely focused on Facebook. And the growth was just very slow on Instagram and TikTok. I was getting growth, but it was just the content aspect was really stressing me out. And I was like, what if I just stopped doing that and worrying about TikToks and reels, captions, hashtags, all that stuff, and just focused on Facebook? And I did. And that is the month that my business got over 10,000. So, but I mean, the tips that I have for both Instagram and TikTok really are engagement is very, very much key. And by engagement, I don't mean like going and commenting on everything just to be seen, like emojis, love this, stuff like that. A lot of people do that and they're not really getting noticed because you're not providing any value in the comments. Especially like on Instagram, if you go on like a reel that has a lot of comments, and you just preview what's already in there, commented from other people, it's going to be just a bunch of short things that have no value. Nobody's really reading it. Nobody's really noticing those people. But if you post like 1 to 2 full sentences of something related to what you just watched or something motivating, something inspirational, you're already going to stand out against all those other people. And that's going to organically get them over to your page and be curious about what it is that you're offering, what it is that you do, and who you are. Obviously, some of it has to do with setting up your profiles, having a bio that is, quick and concise about who you are and what you do. What are you going to do for them? Having that mentality of, people are selfish in a way. So, like, some people are going to care about you and your journey. Like, I have people that care about that with me, but they're coming to your page wanting to know, what can you do for me? That is the way that a majority of people think. So, if your bio is just like, single mom making money, single mom teaching you how to make money, that's been used a lot. It's very oversaturated. It needs to be specific and needs to be different and stand out. So like for me, almost like a tagline for a business. So like for me, my tagline is marketing with a minimal budget. Like, I help people with a minimal budget learn how to really market and start a business and make money off of it, without selling the same trending courses, without having to invest $500 to thousands of dollars in learning how to do this. You can have a short, like, who are you? Instagram is better because you can have a longer bio, I believe. Go to my Instagram bio. It says like who I am. So like, I was a collection specialist turned to a like marketing consultant. And then under that is me addressing a pain point of my target audience. So like, you want to learn how to grow your social media and make money online. And then I'm here to teach you how to do that. Or you can have the last line be something directing them to a freebie. So that's a call to action. Sometimes you just have to act like you have to always tell your audience what to do. Like, where do you want them to click? Where do you want them to go? What do you want them to do? Do you want them to share something? Do you want them to click on a link? Do you want them to, engage? Like, use a call to action for everything. So optimizing your bio and your profile, branding is huge. Having consistent branding, colors, fonts, the way you speak, the way you do your storytelling, have value. Having a smaller amount of posts with more value is always going to win over just getting content out all the time. In my personal opinion, I think that Instagram and TikTok are great. Hunter, what are we doing? I'm so sorry, guys. I have 4 cats. Hunter is the baby. He thinks he runs this house. In my personal opinion, I think that TikTok and Instagram are great to have. But if you're somebody that is wanting to leverage like making sales sooner, and turning a profit in a short amount of time, this is not overnight income. Digital marketing is not overnight income. It can give you income that can absolutely change your life. Like I said, in less than 4 months, I've made over $10,000. Okay, but If I would have stuck to having my focus on Instagram and TikTok, me personally, I don't think I would have gotten that. If I didn't switch to only marketing on Facebook, I don't think I would have gotten to that point. Especially when you're getting started. You don't want to stretch yourself out to so many different things that you're doing, because it's going to take away from your productivity. It's going to make it harder for you to focus on what you're really doing, because you're trying to do so many things at one time, if that makes sense. So like if I woke up every day and, you know, my daily list included Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, there's so much that I'm doing that I can't really focus on the quality in my conversations and the quality in my engagement that I need to do, because I'm worried about posting my content on TikTok. I'm worried about posting my reels on Instagram. I have to do more engagement on different platforms, and it's not going to be as valuable, in my opinion. On Facebook, all you did was get into digital marketing groups. Yes and no. So with Facebook, and I have a whole book that I wrote about Facebook marketing. It's completely my book. I didn't get it anywhere else. I noticed that there wasn't a lot of books and things that had to do with Facebook marketing. So I do have a full total book on this. But what I did was I made a separate Facebook account, not a page, not a business page, because if you have a page, it's a lot harder to get into groups. There's a lot of groups that don't let pages in. Some do, but a lot of them don't. So I made a separate business page, because I don't market to friends and family. They don't give a shit. Like, they're happy for me, but like they don't care about digital marketing. They're not going to jump into digital marketing. I'm not trying to be that like Avon lady that's like selling them things that they have no idea what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. So I made a separate account for just for digital marketing, just for my business. Now, Facebook doesn't like one person having multiple accounts, to my knowledge right now. So you have to have some sort of variation of your name. Like, you can't use the same name. It's just going to log you back into your existing account. You have to use a different email, and you also have to have a different password than the one for your personal account. If you do everything different but still use the same password, it's going to log you right back into your existing stuff. It's really annoying. But anyways, made a separate account, and I don't spam and friend request a bunch of people. What happens is once you start engaging, make all of your posts public. Everything you post, all your marketing tips, all your, you know, whatever you share, but be mindful of what you're posting as well. Don't be posting a bunch of super personal stuff. Like, I don't post anything about my kids. I don't post pictures of my kids. I don't really talk a lot about my kids, like their names and stuff like that, because everything is public and you're going to be seen by like thousands of people. So once you start engaging in groups and you're doing engagement the right way that I teach you in the book, and you're in the quality groups that I teach you how to find in the book, people are going to start from requesting you. I have like close to 400 friends, and I've had this account for 3 to 4 weeks, I think. But people will come to you. I'm really big on just putting your value out there and being genuine and authentic and not unethical and not spammy, and people will flock to you. I do not cold message people. I let everybody come to me. So with the Facebook stuff, it's half of it is me just like growing my page. So like I'll share a post about like marketing tips, things I've learned from a course, or just being observant, like marketing tips I've learned, things that have worked for me, my story, why I'm doing this. I'm sharing those things on my page so that anybody that's in a group that sees like a good post, say I have a post popping off on Facebook or something, they're gonna be like, oh, I like her, I'm seeing her comments everywhere, she seems genuine, I feel like I can trust her. They're gonna go to my profile, similar to on Instagram or TikTok, and they're going to be like, what does she have on there? And they're gonna see everything I'm sharing, all that free information, as well as when I'm plugging myself, right? So like today, for example, I'm having a sale where everything on my site is $5, except for DBA, and there's a product of 50 Facebook groups you can promote in. I can't have that one on sale because it's an affiliate product, but everything else I have is $5 today. So I shared that on my page where I have close to 400 friends on there, and sales. People are buying it. So I'm just constantly growing. I'm not having a page to only talk about what I'm selling, or hey, there's this sale, hey, you guys need this because, like, I'm posting selfies, I'm posting, like, last night I was playing Call of Duty, I was like, who else plays Call of Duty? And I'm genuinely connecting with people, like giving free advice, giving free value, okay? And it's just having ethics, good business ethics, and just being yourself, being authentic. Like, the one best thing I like to tell people is when you get into business, especially if it's like digital marketing, yes, there are a lot of people doing it, but 90% of people that are doing it incorrectly. They're going to get burnt out. They're going to quit. They're not going to do the steps. They're going to try to skip steps. The biggest thing, though, is nobody can replace the way that you sell, and nobody can take away your story. Your story and your why is a huge part of your brand. But otherwise, besides the page, I am joining certain Facebook groups, which a lot of it is digital marketing groups. But you can also, one thing is when people engage, one big mistake that people make is they only engage in groups and communities that are in their niche. And you need to branch out of that. You need to think about your target audience, even if it's very like broad right now, like, oh, my target audience is women from 18 to 45 who want to make money online, whether they're a stay-at-home parent, whether they're at a job they hate, whether they just want a couple extra $100 a month, like those women. What other communities besides digital marketing and make money online are they going to be in? Are they in health and wealth communities? Are they in parenting communities? Are they in beauty influencer communities? And get in those groups, get on those pages, and start interacting with those. Not in a salesy way, but just engage with that value of, full sentences of what you're reacting and responding to, and people will come to you. So I am in groups. Now, the thing is, digital marketing groups on Facebook are easiest to engage with because they encourage and allow promotion, whereas a lot of other groups don't allow that at all. Like, if you promote something or you even sound salesy, period, like, you get banned from the group. So with those, you have to really stick to only just genuinely engaging with stuff and letting them come to you. But digital product groups, promoting in those is a little bit different. What advice would you give to someone that is a special needs mom and wants to get into digital marketing to make passive income? Would that be a good brand to have? I think I remember speaking to you. I think you've been in my messages on Facebook. And you were telling me about your story. And I think that the way I want to answer that for you is your story is your story. I think you were asking me on Facebook, like, you're worried about the relatability of your story. And I don't think that that's an issue. I think there's a lot of parents that have a special needs child or like a medically complex child, or they've been through something with that, and it's big. So like when I went through what I did with my daughter, obviously, like, I lost my daughter, and that's a whole different category of people, but she was very medically complex. She was a micropreemie. She was born at 24 weeks, and she was less than 2 pounds when she was born. And she had a very long 5 to 6 month NICU journey. She had a G2 placement. She had BPD. She had a lot of medical stuff going on that I had to get trained on. And when she came home from the NICU, it was terrifying. I have 2 other boys that I take care of. I'm a single parent, and I had to go do all this, and having a NICU baby come home and replacing their team of 5 to 10 different doctors for all their medical needs is terrifying. And I learned in that journey, like, there are so many people that have experienced something like that have a child or a baby that has been like medically complex. Until you really branch out and see people that can relate to you, you're like, who else would go through that? Who else would relate to this? And it's so, like, the world is huge. The world is huge. Even if it's not somebody that directly has like a special needs child, they know somebody that has a special needs child, like their sister has a special needs child, or they can somehow relate to it. There might be older women that want to do digital marketing and they had a special needs child, and can contribute something to that. But even people that don't have that situation directly, there's a lot of people that say that I inspire them, but they've never lost a child. But they say, you know, I can't relate to your story, but I can't imagine having to do that and go through that. But to see you here doing it and being authentic and raw with us, it gives me encouragement that I can do the same. You know what I mean? So like, they don't have to even necessarily have the same situation that you do. Like, you can just be like, how many of us watch those motivational videos, you know, and speakers and speeches of stuff, talking about things they went through, and like, it tugs your heart, and it's genuine. It's not like, oh, they're telling me this because they want me to buy this from them. You can tell when somebody is genuinely being open with you and sharing with you, like, hey, if I can do this, you can do this, and I'm going to help you genuinely do this. And the people that are sharing something to kind of like try to get feelings out of you with an ill motive, you know what I mean? And they're doing it to try to sell you. You can tell, like, that is our intuition. That is our gut. You don't have to really be super caught up in what your story is and how you present it. Like, just authentically show up and be yourself. If you don't know, I started the last week of April, and I just hit over 10,000 at the end of June, which is wild. My first full month was May, and I made a little over $900. And then June, I hit 10,000. I'm over 11,000 now. I'm still in disbelief about it, and yeah, I need to share my journey, because there's a lot of people like that are so kind, and they're like, you're so inspiring. Like, I want to know your journey from when you started and had interest in digital marketing to where you are now, what you've learned, all of that. So I'm going to do that separately. If you aren't friends with me on Facebook, you need to be, because that's where I do all of my marketing. The only reason I'm live on here is because my account's too new to go live on Facebook. So faceless accounts. There's a big hype doing faceless accounts right now for people that are introverted, people that are shy. They don't want to sit here and talk and do stuff like that. If you have a focus on marketing on Facebook, you can be face forward and like have a selfie, and like, you don't have to go live. You don't have to post pictures of yourself or your family. Like, you're just posting in groups, posting on your page, sharing videos. Like, it's all like written text, if that makes sense. If you're on Instagram or TikTok, I get if you don't want to be face forward, but the thing is that a lot of people want to get into doing the faceless thing because it's trending. You know, like the group Girls Gone Faceless, which is a great group, but they think that it's easier because they don't have to maybe put as much work in to like be talking about something, or having B-roll content, which is just aesthetic content you film yourself, like pouring coffee or picking flowers or like whatever. Being faceless is actually a lot more difficult, because you have to, for long-term success and to like have a business that works long-term and not short-term, you have to have warmth on your page. You have to have a trust. You have to have a genuine connection, and it's a lot harder to do that when you have a faceless account, because they can't see somebody that's behind the account. They can't see a selfie as your profile picture and know that there's a real person there. They can't, you know, see, I don't know. There's people that have faceless accounts, and then they put that they're a faceless account in their bio or something, which you should not do. Like, the goal with a faceless account is just to like be faceless, and people know that you're a faceless account. It's harder to build that trust and that credibility and like connect with people when there isn't a person behind the account. So I went faceless when I started. It lasted 2 days, and then I was like, I want to talk, because I'm a weirdo and I like to talk. But then I went face forward, and I haven't regretted it. But if somebody were new and starting out and learning from like me how to only market on Facebook and get to 10K, like, you being faceless or face forward doesn't really matter. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't really matter, because you're not really posting a lot with your face outside of like a selfie as your profile picture. Like, you don't have to do lives, and you can even do lives and just have like a backdrop and you're just talking, you know what I mean? Like, there are ways you can kind of be faceless but still have that authenticity. But I hate the conception that I feel like people think faceless and doing faceless things is so easy. And, you know, if you go to TikTok, and especially Instagram, there's so many people doing faceless accounts and teaching how to make money without showing their face and using the same stock faceless videos. Like, they're all starting to look the same, and it's a lot harder to like differentiate your faceless account from all those other faceless accounts because it took off and it started to trend. But if you're a person and you're just posting things that you feel and you believe in your story, like, that is going to stand out automatically because nobody can replace your story and your situation. And I think that people just get too caught up in the what ifs, you know what I mean? And like, my situation, like, I lost my work from home job in finance in February of this year. I was kind of put in a position where I didn't have anything to lose, you know? So I feel like it was kind of different for me because, hey Deanna, I feel like it was kind of different for me because I already didn't have a job. I was already like trying to DoorDash and like do resale and do things to survive and make money. Like, I was already in a situation where I didn't have anything to lose. I was applying to jobs. I wasn't getting anywhere. But like, at the same time, I wasn't putting as much work into applying to jobs that I needed to and wanted to because I needed that time off to grieve my daughter. Like, I needed that time. That first month I had lost my job, I needed to look for work and stuff, and I just didn't. And I didn't care because I needed to grieve my daughter. I had no time to grieve my daughter and be there for my kids. I just did it. Like, I just jumped in. That's the thing, is like, people are so scared. Like, I was in a position where I could jump into it full time. I could treat it like a full-time job. I could do the right steps. I could, you know, do the learning, do the engagement, because I was at home already. My kids weren't in childcare. Like, I could just do it, you know. And people that are working and wanting to do it, they can do that, but you have to commit to the work and stop being so in your head. Like I was saying, I think a lot of people get caught up in the like what ifs, or what if people don't like me, like what if it fails, what if da 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 da. Time is gonna pass regardless. Like, time is gonna keep going. So like, if you were to jump into digital marketing and do the steps the right way, you know, figure out somebody you trust and let them, you know, help you get your journey started. Put the work in, learn it, start engaging, start being seen in the communities. Like, that time is going to pass, whether you decide to do it or whether you decide you don't know if you want to do it or you're going to wait X amount of time. That time is going to pass regardless. Would you rather the time pass and be making progress towards your brand and being seen and like that first sale and then your first multiple sales, like, or would you rather have spent those couple of weeks being like, I don't know, blah, 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 like, I want to start this, but I don't know. Like, this business is trial and error always. It has ups and downs always. There are going to be some months that are better than other months. That's anybody that has a business, anybody that's self-employed. I am still, as somebody who has made over $11,000 in 3 months, I am still always thinking of new ideas. I still have posts that don't get the engagement that I want. I still have sales I run that don't get the buys that I want. I still have weeks where I don't even make half of what I made the week before, but I keep going. I keep showing up. I keep telling myself every day that I have a successful business. I'm going to make sales. I'm going to network. And I keep that mindset regardless of how many crap days I had before that. And that's what makes me win. I'm authentic. I sell ethically. I don't try to trick people. I don't try to, you know, like lure people in with those like sketchy sales tactics that you guys see all the time. Like, that alone makes me stand out because there's so many people, and you guys see this in the Facebook marketing groups, that sell like, get this free blah 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 whatever, but then you have to buy something to get that free information. Or, you know, like, being authentic and being yourself and not just trying to sell is going to already make you stand out from most of the people doing this. You guys know, like, I've had so many things in the past decade. Like, I've always wanted to have a business. Did I ever think that I would be a marketing consultant? No. I have done like resale. I've been on Poshmark, Mercari. Be very, very careful, please. eBay, Facebook groups selling clothing, kids clothing. I've done like resume writing. I've done graphic design. I've done like a graphic design for businesses in my town. Like you can drive past their store and see my designs. I've started so many different types of businesses that I'd never stuck to. And it's not that I couldn't do it. I just got bored, or like there were life events, or I was trying to work and balance it, you know. And like the amount of things I have started and stopped, and now here I am able to tell people I've made over $10,000 doing digital marketing is insane. Marketing on Facebook, it's just so much easier. It just takes so much stress out. Like, I think when people look to start on doing reels on Instagram and like, you know, making content on TikTok, like there's so much more to get in your head about because you're worried about content and captions and hashtags, and like I don't worry about any of that on Facebook. I just post and I'm just myself, and I go in the right groups, I make the right types of posts, I engage, and that's it. That's it. I'm not worried about what content I'm posting. I'm not constantly checking where my views are at or what likes I have, or, you know, like things flopping all the time. Like it's just so much easier. Step 1, literally just learn. Learn as much as you can. I'm going to be totally honest and transparent with you guys because I always have been and I always will be. People making money and doing digital marketing. Digital marketing is not just reselling courses or reselling guides or reselling other people's content. For example, okay, my best-selling product besides DBA now is my Facebook marketing book. And the things I learned from DBA, other guides, other done-for-you products that I've sold, those things taught me how to market, how to engage authentically and connect with people and turn that into sales, how to find gaps in the market. My book that I wrote about Facebook marketing fills a gap in the market. A lot of people don't want to mess with content. It's stressing them out. They're not getting results from it. They don't want to be focused every day checking their views and their analytics and all that crap. Like, it makes it too complicated. They want to make it simple. They want to stick to one platform. They want to focus everything on one thing. A lot of people want to do that. A lot of people are on Facebook in those groups asking for help, asking questions. Like, you're already on that app. And there were no books or guides or really even courses showing people how to market on Facebook. And I showed a screenshot of my analytics of 1,000 leads, that 900 of them were coming from Facebook and only the rest of those were coming from Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Okay. So people needed a book to teach them how to market on Facebook, and I learned how to find gaps in the market from all the things I learned from DBA, the other books and things like that. Deciding what you want to do. Most people doing this and making this money are learning how to market and then teaching other people how to market. Being honest and authentic. If you're just getting started, if you're still learning, don't come right into it claiming that you know everything and you're making this much money when you're not. Be authentic. If you haven't made sales yet, if you haven't made income yet that you can show and give as a testimonial for yourself, show your, why am I blanking on this? Show your like results and your metrics. Like, oh, I started this Facebook page 2 weeks ago and I'm already up to 200 friends. I've already given this many freebies away. Like, what I'm learning is working. Okay. Can you pick a niche in something different and learn how to market and have a successful business? Yes. For example, having a page on parenting and motherhood, or, you know, a lifestyle account and selling planners and journals related to that. Yes, you can, but it's going to take longer and it's going to be harder to market. So the people you see getting started that are getting results in 1, 2, 3 months, getting over $10,000, they are learning how to market and teaching other people how to market because there is such a need for it. It does not mean you have to resell a course. I got to 5,000 without ever buying a course. The only course I've ever purchased and will recommend is DBA, period. I've never bought UBC, I've never bought Roadmap, I never bought any of those like mini courses. Like, I saw too many people getting those and then going back in the groups and they're like, I still don't know what to do. I'm not spending $500 on something that I'm seeing other people get it and they still don't know how to sell. Sorry it took me so long to get there. Step number 1, learn as much as you can, only. Do not try to do everything at one time. Do not start and try to sell. Do not launch any pages. Do not, you know, make a store and launch your store. Like, don't do anything at first but learn. This is exactly what I did. I bought a bundle of guides from somebody. I literally took like 3 to 4 days, like I was in college. I had a notebook designated for this business venture, and I spent like 8 hours a day reading, taking notes as I'm reading, because it helps you retain information better. And then I would put notes as to what I'm learning, how I want to implement that with my business. Don't skim read it. Actually read it. So many people buy things that they want to sell to people, and they don't even read it. They're like, somebody will buy like a Facebook marketing book from me, and then they'll send me a message and be like, okay, what do I do with the book? Read the book. It is going to teach you how to market on Facebook. Take notes as you're doing it, so you retain the information, or you can go back to those notes and not have to reread the whole thing again. Just literally learn. And the reason that you're going to want to learn as much as you can is not only for yourself, but step number 2, once you learn enough to where you're comfortable and get a feel of, okay, this is what I want to do, these are the steps I want to take, this is what I know about marketing, and it's written down, you start practicing that. This is when you will launch your Facebook account for business, or launch your Instagram, launch your TikTok, whatever platforms you want to be on, launch your Pinterest, whatever. This is when you'll now launch those, okay? And then also work on your storefront. So there's Stand Store, there's Beacons, you can do Etsy. Where you have your store really doesn't matter. It does matter. Like, I'm a Stand Store girly. I will always be a Stand Store girly. But in the beginning, I couldn't afford Stand Store. So I had a Linktree and a Send Owl that I connected together. But then once I started getting sales, I moved to Stand Store, and it's so easy to use Stand Store. It's so easy to make small changes I need to make. Beacons is a great option because they have a free storefront you can use until you start getting sales, and you can upgrade your Beacons, or you can move over to Stand Store. I do have a referral link for Stand Store. You can get 2 free weeks. If you're really dedicated to this, you can absolutely make sales in that 2-week time period to cover the storefront cost. Step 2 is just launching your pages and your store. Go into digital marketing groups and go grab as many freebies as you can. A lot of times people offer freebies that you can resell. So they're going to have MRR rights or PLR rights. MRR rights means that you can resell a product as is. Basically, you cannot really make changes to it. There may be certain terms, like you can only resell for a minimum of something. Make sure you just read the licensing for whatever rights. PLR rights means you can resell it and make changes to it. But go into groups and use the search bar and type in free. And then you're going to change the filter for the post to most recent or new post, and literally just go grab as many freebies as you can. And you can use those to put in your store. Boom, paid nothing for it. Or, I am personally having a sales today. Everything in my store is $5, except for DBA and the Facebook group list, because that's an affiliate product. So I have one of my products is the Ultimate Canva Vault. It has 330 done for you products. There's planners, ebooks, journals, content bundles, workbooks, and they're in a variety of different niches. So marketing, real estate, health and wellness, mental health, spirituality, that you can sell those individually, or you can resell the whole vault. But you can get the whole thing today for $5. But there's also free ways that you can do this as well that I want to share with you guys, because some people are overdrafting their bank account. Like, anybody can do this. And the people saying like you have to invest and you have to do that, my goal from the beginning was to tell people you can do this without buying a $500 course. Okay? Like I said before, I have ended up getting DBA. DBA is what took me over 10K. DBA, when somebody buys DBA from me, they get free mentorship from me for life. But I got to 5K without buying DBA, without having to invest hundreds of dollars. It is possible, and I was determined to do it for the underdogs and teach people that have overdraft bank accounts, that literally have to spend the money they have on food or they're not going to eat, that they can do this. There are free things you can do to get started. It is going to be a little bit harder. you are going to have to put more work into it than somebody that has like DBA or a course, for example. But also be smart about what you're buying, because a lot of people jump into buying what's trending and they don't take time to be in groups and see what people are really saying about like UBC, roadmap, the people that are selling it to you saying, I'll give you mentorship, and then you buy it and you never hear from them again. Slow down. So, repeating what we've covered, step 1 is to learn and solely learn. Step 2 is to launch your pages that you want to focus on with your platform and start working on your storefront. For your storefront, you want to have a freebie that is valuable, that is not something everybody else is offering, it fills a gap that people need, even if you're not starting email marketing, so that you can start collecting leads, a leads list, which is a list of emails from people that you can use for email marketing when you do start doing that. And step 3 is, after you start working on your storefront, you can go ahead and put that in your bio of wherever you're at, but you're going to spend 3 to 4 days up to a week or a couple weeks solely engaging in communities that are related to digital marketing or communities that your target audience would be in, without selling anything at all. Not selling at all. We're doing this because we want to offer comments on posts where people are asking questions or asking for help, and we're giving information away that we've learned so that we can establish that we are an authority in this field, so that people can trust you, people can see that you give value before they spend any money on anything in your store, and you don't come off as spammy and salesy, like all you want to do is sell and make money, that you genuinely care about their journey and the progress they can make for themselves. People skip the branding part, where you need to sit down and actually write down what your business values are going to be. What are your business ethics? What is your business name? What is your brand? Like, what's your brand story? Those are very, very important steps. I do have, so I know I mentioned I have a sale right now where everything is $5 in my store today. I have an ultimate Canva vault that has a lot of branding workbooks and templates and worksheets that you can fill in that answer a lot of questions about branding. A lot of people will try to just start selling as they're learning, and then they get frustrated, they start doing too much at one time, and that's why doing these steps in order and focusing on one thing at a time is so important. A big thing in the beginning is just not rushing what you're doing. Step 4 is building your leads list, offering your freebie. So this is when we're going to go in groups and we're going to start making posts, which my Facebook marketing guide covers this in detail, of how to make posts that people will engage with and come to you for. But instead of saying, hey guys, I have this product for this amount of money or whatever, you're offering your freebie in a way where they have to comment on the post and they have to also message you to get access to the freebie. This is going to boost the post. It's going to bring it up in the group algorithm and show up on people's timelines so that it has more visibility. So if you're posting something like, hey guys, I have this free guide on thorough steps on how to get started in digital marketing, you might get some leads from that. You might have some people that go to that, but nobody's going to engage with the post or comment on it because they don't need to get access to it if you're just posting a link in the post. You need it to be something where they have to come to you to get access to it, and that does two things. That gives a boost to it, like I said before, and it also gets them in your messages so you're not cold messaging, and you can start a conversation about their goals, what they want to do in digital marketing, and have an actual conversation with them, not just try to sell them. Oh, hey, I have a DBA course that could really help you. Really listen to their story, what they want to do, what they're afraid of, what their obstacles are, and really try to help them with that. And then once you build some rapport, you can say, genuinely, this is what I have that I feel like could help you. So that's step 4, building that lead list. Step 5 is the selling part, which a lot of that is taught in the DBA course. That is the only course that I will offer and promote to people right now. They teach a lot of things about selling. So learning the sales funnel process. I don't have any actual funnels set up on my stand store, but I understand the sales funnel process and I use that when I sell. So I, for example, will start with a freebie engagement, offering that free information, right? And then from that, when I have a rapport with people, I go into low ticket items. Stand Store is great because you can make promo codes for every single item in your store when you want. You can change and discount the price. You can, I'm aware I have so much powder on my shirt right now, guys. You can have an exclusive sale where, like, you know, 100 of these books or items are $5 until the first 100 people buy them, and then it goes back to normal price, or it says sold out. You know, make it exclusive. But then you can start talking about those low ticket items on your Facebook page, on your group posts. You know, you're gonna end up, you know, once you start being seen and building a reputation, you're going to start having a good reputation and be able to network with people. Maybe you can be an admin of a certain Facebook group. Make your own community and Facebook group. Maybe somebody wants you to be a mod because they see you putting value in a bunch of places and they want you on their team. The reason that starting with a low ticket item or a low cost item is so important is if you jump right into trying to sell, you know, a course to somebody or a big bundle that you have or something like that, people are going to have hesitancy about that. Even if they trust you, even if it's something that they're like, I really do want to start digital marketing, they're going to be less hesitant to buy a $5 to $10 product of something with money that they have that they could waste to see if it has value before they go into spending $100 to $300 on something you have. Even if there is trust there, it's important to start with those lower cost items so you can prove essentially that you do have paid products that are transactional, that are going to give value to them. And it's only going to build that rapport and that trust more with them to where they would want to consider the higher cost item. And some people won't. It's not always going to convert. But the goal is to get some sort of conversion. So those are the basic steps and how to get started. I will say that the beginning, you do have to put in more work to be seen and build your brand and lay that foundation of your business. Okay, the branding part is so important. The visibility part and engaging and not just going to sell right away is so important. A lot of people skip that and they just want the fast money. They want the success overnight and it's going to be short-lived. There are ways that you can do that, but it's not going to come off if you want to have a long-term successful brand that you're making money each month from, if that makes sense. I don't have a whole lot of items in my store. Like, I see some people have stores that have like 20 plus products, and you know, if somebody's going to your page, especially if they're new, especially if they haven't started this journey and know what they necessarily want to do yet, like, they're going to be overwhelmed and they're not going to know what to buy, even if you have good descriptions. Like, you need to have a good like 5 to 8 products ranging from low cost to high cost that people can choose from and be like, oh, this is what I want. And they're going to be more inclined to make a purchase than going to a store where, you know, there's 20 plus things and they're overwhelmed and they just don't know what is right for them or what to buy, you know. So like right now I am mainly featuring DBA because I purchased it and it's the course that took me from 5K to now I'm over 11,000 because the course is so easy to sell to people. It's genuinely a good, thorough course and community with modules that have video walkthroughs on how to get started truly as a beginner. And the community is a great community. They have sales calls every month, a bunch of things. And there's different things other than digital marketing that you can get information from in there on how to make money online. So like TikTok Shop, Etsy, Airbnb, drop shipping. They have, you know, information on how to do your taxes when you're doing business like this. Like, there's just so much stuff in there. I think there's like over 54 modules. And they also have a PLR vault of products that is a bunch of done for you products that you can sell and start your store with. Like, it's just genuinely such a good course. It's a good product and community. So my focus has been a lot on DBA. I've sold almost 40 of them. And a lot of people don't know that you can still get just volume 1 of DBA for the $111. You don't have to buy volume 1 and 2. I would recommend both of them if you can get it. because volume 2 just has so many amazing things in there. But you don't have to get both volumes. If you want to start out and just get volume 1, you can get just volume 1 for $111. Now, if you get volume 1 and decide later that you want volume 2, you would still have to pay the $222. So in total, you're going to be buying both volumes for $333, versus if you go ahead and get volume 2 and 1, then that would just be $222, and you get access to both. So that's been a focus. And then my other focus has just been the Facebook marketing book that I made, just because, again, it fills a gap in the market. There's not a lot of good guides and books out there that are directed about how to market on Facebook. And then my other bestsellers have been the Ultimate Canva Fold. It has the over 300 done for you products. And then my newest product besides DBA is the Digital Marketing Step-by-Step Playbook. It is 71 pages, literally hold your hand type of guide on exactly what to do to get started. What module has helped me the most in DBA? So I am still getting through volume 1 of DBA. The most recent module that I did and got through that was very helpful was email marketing, which I do already have a pretty good feel on what to do in email marketing, but there are things I learned in there that I didn't even think of. So like, for example, when you're doing your confirmation email for the products, like in your stand store, beacons, or whatever, you can do upsells in there, or put like complimentary items that they can buy with whatever they just purchased from you, because they already purchased from you. One of my favorite modules that they have is the branding module. It is so thorough. So again, when I'm talking about the foundational steps of your business and like really sitting down and saying what your business ethics are, what your core values are, what pain points do you solve, what do you do for your audience that other people in your niche aren't doing for that. They really walk you through how to figure that out for your business and give you like a thorough list of what you need to have. And it kind of ingrains it in your brain as well, so that as you're engaging and as you're commenting these valuable things to people, you have that stuff in the back of your mind. So like for me, my business is very focused on selling ethically and transparency and being authentic and really using your story as a part of your brand, because nobody can replace that. It's a very easy way to set yourself apart from everybody else. There are a lot of modules I have not started yet that I really want to get into. There is a whole module on digital marketing and how to sell in digital marketing that is really good. I've had DBA for about 2 weeks, and I am still getting through volume 1. I'm almost done with volume 1. I did look into a little bit of things in volume 2, but yeah, DBA is amazing. And like I said, you get free mentorship from me for life. There's just so much value in it. But again, there are ways that if somebody genuinely does not have, $27 to start a payment plan with DBA, or buy the $111 or the $222 for both volumes, it's such an amazing value. But if you can't do that yet, I do have products that can actually help get you started that are under $20. I'm at a point where I don't have to worry about going and finding a job. Like, I really can just have this business, and I can center my life around whatever I need to. I can take my kids to therapy. I can take those moments where we can deal with our grief and, deal with things in life that we need to deal with, and not worry about the repercussions of it from a job. It's so rewarding. Just that, outside of obviously the financial aspect and being able to have a savings account and stuff like that, I can truly have a work-life balance that is more rewarding than anything financially could be. If I'm having a day that my autoimmune stuff is really making me feel like crap, like, I can take a day off and not have to worry about like losing my job or like losing my source of income. If my kids are having a hard time and I just need a day to just spend quality time and focus on things for them, like, I can do that, And I think that is just such a foreign concept for people. It's just so different than, I have to have a 9-to-5, I have to go to work, I have to have, this is stable, consistent income, and people really don't feel like they can do something like this and that it would be sustainable. And like, it is. And I think that's why a lot of people are so skeptical about it. One, because of the unethical sellers that are just, you know, but two, because, you know, it is really truly such a foreign concept that we can do something on our own and build something of our own and not have to rely on a corporate job or whatever type of job it is to have success. But the thing is, people are sticking to that consistent income and still struggling and still in debt and still living check to check and still not able to buy their groceries. I don't have to worry about any of that. Does it take time? Yes. Is it an overnight thing? No, it's not. But if you're committed and you put the time in to learn, engage, and do the branding and do the steps in the right way, this will change your life. Like, I don't have to worry about applying to jobs and going to interviews and, like, you know, sacrificing time with my kids. Alright, I think I'm going to end the live here. It's not showing me that anybody's in here anymore. But I'm going to edit this and stick it up in a couple different places for you guys. And thank you for those that participated so that there was something to discuss and talk about. And I wanted to start doing these lives more often so I can help those of you that are stuck. Maybe you just need some feedback, you want to get started, you have questions and people are not answering them without trying to sell you stuff. Am I going to try to sell you stuff? Yeah, things that are actually going to help you, but I'm also going to give free advice because I want to see everybody win. So, thank you guys, if anybody is in here, for coming and listening. And I love you all so, so much.